1 Corinthians chapter number 4. First Corinthians chapter number 4. We give honor to these pastors and preachers. Pastor Dixon, thank you so much. These ministers, Baker and Jackson, thank you so much for your hospitality. To these deacons and mothers from St.Mark, and to my deacons and these faithful people at Greater Bethel, I thank God for you today. 1 Corinthians chapter number 4. When you're there, say amen. Verse number 1 says, let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. But with me, it is a very small thing that I should be judged of you, or of man's judgment. Yea, I don't even judge my own self. For I know nothing by myself, yet am I not hereby justified. But he that judgeth me is the Lord. Therefore, judge nothing before the time until the Lord come, who both will bring the light, the hidden things of darkness, and will make manifest the counsels of the hearts, and then shall every man have praise of God. Tonight I want to preach. Turn off the lights. The show is over. You know you see in the presence of God. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, let's go ahead and get ready to turn off the lights. The show is over.
All right, Pastor. Preach it. Hallelujah.
A few weeks ago, I, along with a couple of the pastors of the church, had the privilege, Dr. Robinson, of sitting before Bishop Kenneth O, who introduced me to a biblical translation that has reshaped the landscape of my theological understanding.
All right.
Bishop Ulmer, in his familiar oratorical eloquence, referred lucidly to the Message Bible by Eugene Peterson,
Right.
to open our eyes to a 21st century revelation of a timeless word.
What you said.
So tonight my message will be laced with revelation from Eugene Peterson's The Message Bible.
Yes, sir.
And I want to do that because sometimes it is important to gain a practical understanding of the text and give new life to word that we have buried. And that's important because too many of us, too many times as preachers and pew sitters, we use familiarity as an excuse not to examine the word for all it's worth. But I came to tell you tonight that there is more to the word of God. There's more to the Bible than by his stripes we are healed. I came to preach tonight. There is more to the word of God. There's more to the Bible than no weapon formed against me shall prosper. There's more to the Bible than stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. You see, that's what's wrong with the church, Pastor. We love to hear a word that blesses us, but rarely do we like to hear a word that blesses everybody else. That's why I'm teaching people at Greater Bethel, you don't just praise God for what he's doing in your life, but you praise God for what he's doing in the person who's sitting next to you. Now we're going to try that real quick. Can you praise God for the person sitting next to you? Can you praise God for what he's doing in their life? Don't think about yourself right now, but say, Lord, I thank you for blessing my neighbor. Because if he's blessing my neighbor, that means he's in my neighborhood. Now give God a praise just for being in your neighborhood. Too many times we use the word to shield us from other folk. That's why, Pastor, when you get to certain parts of the message, you'll hear people saying amen. Yeah. And when they're saying amen, they're not looking at you. They're looking cockeyed at somebody else, hoping they got the word. But I came by here to tell you tonight, when you come in the house of God, you ought to be able to get a word for yourself. I dare you to touch somebody real quick and tell them, if you don't get a word tonight, I'm going to get a word for myself. You might not believe it, but every issue that you will face under the sun is found in the Word of God. You can't go through nothing that God hasn't already worked out before. I wish I was preaching to a house. Anybody here, thank God that he specializes in working out issues that look impossible to everybody else. That's why they thought you were going to die when you went through it, because they didn't know the type of God that you served. But where are the 10 people in here that can say, Lord, I thank you that I'm still here. I wish I had help in here. Anybody who can wave a hand just to show everybody that you are still here? Still here. So what happens is we need to understand that not only will the word just bless us and keep people away from us, but the word will even teach us how to love each other. I ain't talking about that type of love that's going around in Quincy. I'm talking about the biblical type of love. I'm talking about the Jesus type of love. I'm not talking about the type of love that you don't like me no more. You don't love me no more when I don't do something that you don't want me to do. Real love says, I love you not because of, but I love you in spite. My God, I wish I had some help in here. Can you look at your neighbor and ask them a question? Say, do you really love me? Real love knows how to look beyond faults. I wish I had help in this house. Real love knows how to look beyond faults and see other folks' needs. I don't know about you, but I thank God for some folk that have loved me in my life. I thank God that even when I was in trouble, some folk loved me in the middle of my mess. 1 Corinthians, bless me, Pastor. I believe it's going to bless you and bless the people, Rob. It's going to bless us because God showed me something about those of us. Three things he showed me about those of us who carry the burden of ministry. And what many people don't understand is that there is a burden that comes with the anointing to lead. Because see, when pastor goes home, he goes home sometimes after he has made you shout. Sometimes he goes home and he still got some things he have to deal with. Y'all missing me here? Because so many times what happens is we pour out, but we never, they can take a pastor pastor's anniversary for somebody to pull back in up. My God, I wish I had preachers to help me here. Every now and then, you got to understand that sometimes we need some things too. Sometimes we need people to give us an encouraging word. Sometimes we need people to tell us we're going to make it. Sometimes we need people to tell us trouble don't last always. I wish I had some help in here. See, that's the problem. And Paul is going to show us some of these things in the text, because one of the things he says in verse number 1 is, he says, don't prematurely exalt us. Don't prematurely exalt us. It's in the text. It's in verse 1. It says, let a man account of us as one of the ministers of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God. Oh, yeah. Now the NIV translation of that, Annie, Jan, Gerald, Sonia, Robert, the NIV translation of that is that listen, it says, this then is how you ought to regard us, as servants of Christ, as those entrusted with the mysteries of God. Okay, I figured that was going to be a little deep for you, so that's why I had to count on Eugene Peterson's translation in the Message Bible. Watch this here. Eugene Peterson says it this way. He said, don't imagine us leaders to be something we are not. Y'all missing me here. In essence, what Eugene Peterson was saying is, people have a funny way of putting us up on pedestals. If we can preach good, if we can hoop good, if we can sing good, if we can pray good, people have a way of putting us up on a pedestal. But the Bible said, don't you put me there. Don't make me something I am not. As a leader, I am flesh and blood, just like you. But ain't that amazing? Ain't that amazing? One person that's flesh and blood can look at another person that's flesh and blood. Watch this. Listen, you got to be careful of that. And I know you know this after 30 years of preaching and laboring. I know this, Pat. I know you know this. But we have to be so very careful not to allow folk to put us on pedestals. I appreciate every compliment. I appreciate every pat on the back. I appreciate every text message that says, Pastor, you bless me. But see, I understand something. I can never allow myself to think of myself as greater than I am. I know that I am who I am by the grace of God. And there are some people in here that are not preachers who can testify. I'm not who I am because I got education. I'm not who I am because who I'm married to. I'm not who I am because of who my mom and daddy was. I am who I am because of the grace of God. Sometimes, Pastor, the same folk who put us up on pedestals are sometimes the same folk who will try to bring us down off the pedestal. That's why Paul said, I know exactly who I am. You don't have to be a meal. Matter of fact, you can't be a meal to let me down. Your flattery can't work on me. Paul said, I know who I am. Paul basically said,